Hi, I'm Loli, and I'm so glad you are here.
Dollar Tree carries an amazing selection of charger plates these days. So I'm going to be doing 3 beautiful decor pieces using charger plates from Dollar Tree. For this first one, we're going to be using this charger plate. I'm going to paint it with 3 coats of this flat Rust-Oleum spray paint. Then I'm going to take one of these calendars from Dollar Tree. They are these farmhouse ones from 2024. And I'm going to use this one right here. I'm just going to go ahead and tear it off very carefully so I don't tear it before I can use it. Then I took one of these splatter guards from Dollar Tree and I'm going to use it to mark off my circle. So I'm going to use it right here. As you see, and just position it. It doesn't quite cover the entire thing, but I'm just going to move it up a little bit and try to do the best I can to create a circle. I'm going to go ahead and just cut the edges off, and we are going to be using something else. So I'm going to take one of these wood rounds from Dollar Tree, remove that cord, and I'm going to paint it with this blue cobalt pen from Dollar Tree. What I did is I took the paint, I watered it down a little bit, and I'm going to use it as a stain on this wood round. And this is what we turned out with. Now we are going to take some glue from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to add it to the center. This is just regular school glue. And I'm going to spread it around towards the center, going towards the edges, trying to keep it as even and as thin as possible. Once I had the consistency that I needed and an area covered that was big enough to accommodate my paper, I'm going to go ahead and add on that paper right there, making sure to have it nice and smooth and centered. And I'm going to start from the middle and then work my way to the edges as I'm smoothing it down, making sure I don't have any wrinkles as I go along. When I got to the edges, I didn't have quite enough glue on there, but I like that about it. I didn't want it to get dry before I can go ahead and seal my edges. So I'm adding some more glue underneath the paper in smaller sections, and then I'm working with my fingers, just smoothing it down, making sure that it's not wrinkled and it doesn't, bubble up or lift. So I just kept doing that until my paper was completely down, adhered nice and secure, and the edges were also sealed in with the glue. And this is what it was looking like. I put it to dry, and then we're going to go ahead and work with this. We're going to add it on top of the charger plate that we painted earlier, and I just glued it with some hot glue. If you notice here, I'm leaving a little bit more space in the top, and I'm doing that on purpose. So this is ready for the next step. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's glued. If you decide to use this piece outside, make sure that you use another adhesive other than E6000. All right, so here I'm going to take some of these beads. It came from Dollar Tree at some different points in different DIYs. So I'm going to take 4, actually no, I took 6 of this one. And I'm going to paint them with the same stain color that I use for the wood round. And I just put them in the bag as you see there. Just go ahead and mix them around as you see there. And I'm going to do the same thing with the 4 beads that you see right there, but I'm going to use the color Scarlet from Dollar Tree to use it as a stain as well. So I'm going to do the same thing, add some of that paint into the bag over the beads and hold them in the bag, and just keep moving them around until they're completely coated with the paint. Once that was done, I'm going to go ahead and put the beads on top of a piece of parchment paper. This is just the easiest way to have the beads dry and also not have that stick onto the surface. It doesn't stick, so I'm just moving it around here just to remove excess paint so they dry nice and evenly. And I repeated the same process with the red ones. To speed up the process, I'm using my heat gun to dry them a little bit quicker, and I'm making sure to move them around so they don't pull up or they don't stick together with the paint. Now I'm going to thread them into a thread. I'm going to make a pattern of 1 red to 2 blue, and I'm going to keep doing that until I run out of red and blue. And I'm going to add the white ones that you see here at the ends. Then I didn't have any holes on this, so I'm going to create some holes with my drill on the charger plate, and then I'm going to tie the hanger onto it. Now it's time to add some greenery. So I'm going to use these picks that I got from Michael's at some point. I'm not sure when exactly, but I'm going to use one of the red and one of the blue. I'm going to separate them into 2 pieces each, and I'm going to just combine one of the red, actually 2 with the reds with 2 of the blue, and vice versa. But first, I'm going to go ahead and add a bow. So I'm going to use this burlap ribbon that I got from Carolina Pottery in a trip that I made over to North Carolina. I need to get back to there and get some more. I was there, but I forgot to get some. I am running low, and this is like the best burlap ribbon I have used. Anyway, I'm going to create a awareness bow, as you see right there, making sure that it's a size big enough that it will cover the 2 little holes on the blue wood round. Once I was happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut off that excess. Then I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle and tie it with a piece of jute cord. And then I glued it to the top of my wood round. Now it's time to embellish a little more with the greenery. I'm going to cut the 2 sections that I separated towards the side on both sides of these. Eventually. I put 2 pieces of blue on one side and 2 pieces of red on the other. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them at the back of my bow at each side of my wood round. And I follow the same steps for the other side. I thought that the bow was a little bit too plain, so I'm taking these leftover red flowers that I have from a different project, and I'm going to glue them on top of the bow, as you see right there. And to finish it off, I'm going to add a little bee right in the middle. My friends, this video is part of an open and back collaboration. It's a Talented Creators collaboration. And for this month, we are creating summer DIYs, but we are required to do one patriotic theme one. This collaboration is hosted by Aurea from DIY with Aurea, myself, Loli from Loli's Creations. Our guest host this month is Maxine from Maxine Loves Crafts, and our co-host is Melissa from Buckeye Girls Lifestyle. The links to our channels and to the playlist will be linked in the description box below, and also pinned in the comments. Make sure that you head over to the channels and to the playlist and show everyone some love. On that note, we have birthdays this month. We have Michael from Michael's Instructional Crafts and Jessica from The Busy Housewife. The links to their channels will be linked in the description box below. Make sure that you head over to the channels, wish them a very happy birthday, and let them know that Loli sent you. Guess what? It's also my birthday this month. And I will love to reach 4,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and help me reach my goal. I truly appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. And back to the scheduled program, and here we go with the next inspiration. I'm going to use this charger plate that I got from Dollar Tree. I went nuts when I found it. It is all honeycomb, so I thought it was be perfect for a beautiful bee-themed DIY. So I'm going to paint it with the spray paint from Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to give it a total of 3 coats. Then I took some of my antique wax from Waverly, and I'm going to use a dauber. So I'm going to try to do my dauber pretty dry because I just want to accentuate the raised edges on here, or the honeycomb portion or pattern on the edges. I did this until I was completely done with this and gave it a nice rustic look. Then guess what? I took another one, another calendar piece from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use that bee one that you see in the back, and it came from this farmhouse calendar as well from 2024. For this one, I took also the splatter guard, and I'm going to do the same process that I did with the first one to cut out a circle. Then I took a round sign from Dollar Tree from the summer section, And I'm going to go ahead and sand off the edges and make it nice and smooth. I removed the dust, cleaned it off, and stained it with my Waverly Antiques wax. Now it's time to attach it to our charger. So to do that, I'm going to use some hot glue. And I'm going to go ahead and take some of that same school glue that I got earlier from Dollar Tree and glue my calendar page on it. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. It is free and it means the world to me. And make sure that you hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. As I said, everything is free and it means the world to me. Thank you. All right, so here I'm going to go ahead and straighten out my paper the same way that I did with the first one, starting from the middle and straighten it out and smoothing it out until I get to the edges, and then sealing off the edges with some extra glue. Then I took some of this rope from Dollar Tree and I'm going to use it to frame off my picture. I add a little bit of hot glue to the beginning of my rope so it wouldn't unravel, and I'm going to do the same thing here where I will be cutting it in a little while. I'm going to add some hot glue in between those threads, hold them in place until they stay put. This avoids any unraveling of the rope when you cut it. Now I'm going to glue the rope all along the edges of the wood round. Once I get to the end, I'm just going to use my scissors and cut it in a straight line. That way it's easy for both ends to have a seamless transition between the two. Just going to glue it right down there, making sure that both of the pieces of rope fit perfectly so you can barely see that they are two pieces. And I repeated the same process with another piece of rope towards the inside of the wood round. Then I'm going to take some of this cotton cord that I got from Dollar Tree and I'm going to line the border of the image. Now it's time to create a hanger. I'm going to do that by using a piece of rope. I'm just going to attach it to the back of my charger plate by adding some hot glue to it and then topping it with some more hot glue. And once I added the piece of rope and then adding a piece of masking tape over that glue while it's still wet. This just secures it in place for a little bit more longevity. If you're planning to use this as a door hanger for outside, just make sure that you use instead some E6000 or some other glue that is long lasting and is not affected by temperatures. I decided to distress this a little bit, so I'm using some of my rich paint from Folk Art to just dry brush here and there just to give it a worn look. Now it's time to create a bow. I'm going to use this variety of ribbons that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut a piece about 6 to 7 inches long for each piece. I'm going to dovetail the ends of each end of these ribbons, and then we are going to create a messy bow. Then I'm going to place all of my ribbons in a crisscross pattern as you see right there, and then I'm going to cinch it in the middle and tie it with a piece of black cord. I fluff up my edges, making sure that my bow is nice and tidy, even though it's called a messy bow. I'm going to cut off that excess twine off, and we are done with the bow. I go ahead and I give my bow a final fluff. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to go ahead and bring over that wood round. And it's time to add this beautiful bow to our wood round. I'm going to add it right up to the section in the middle with some hot glue. Now it's time for some greenery. I'm going to use this greenery from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use 2 pieces of each, actually 3 pieces of each one of these. I use 3 for one side, 3 pieces of it for one side, and the other 3 for the other side. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with the previous one, just sticking them in the underneath or on the side of the bow right there, so that bow will hide the hot glue. And I repeated the same process on the other side. And look how pretty that is. I love it. Let me know what you think. I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to my subscribers for subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing. All these things help me tremendously. They help my channel grow, and I appreciate you very much for them. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe and join the Loli Creations family. It is free and it means the world to me. For the next inspiration, I'm going to use this buffalo check charger that I got from the Dollar Tree. I love it the way it is, so all I'm going to do is antique it a little bit. But first, we are going to use another calendar from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use this pic right here that is a perfect color combination with the charger plate as well. I'm going to measure exactly how much I want, and I'm going to just cut out the circle portion that's there, but being careful to not cut off the S or the little end of the T. I'm making sure to keep those there, and I just fussy cut it with my X-Acto knife. Once I was done with that, I'm going to take some of my Mod Podge and I'm going to add it to the center of my charger plate. I spread it around nice and evenly and a thin layer onto that circle section of the charger plate, and then I added on my sweet home picture. I smoothed it out, remove all the bubbles. I worked really hard on making sure that it was not all streaky. So I used my brush after this was down and sealed it up with some more Mod Podge. Then I sealed it at the top as well with some Mod Podge. Here I was a little bit too enthusiastic and I created a small little rip, but that's fine. And I also added some Mod Podge to the rest of the charger so that everything had the same finish. Even though Mod Podge says matte, it always dries with a little bit of a sheen. Now we are going to antique it with some of our antique wax from Waverly. There was a couple sections right there in which I kind of tore the paper a little bit, but you know what? I said this is perfect because it's just going to look like it is worn on those sections. So I'm going to add a little bit heavier amount of that Waverly antique wax over those sections, so it just looks like it's just metal that is rusting. And I'm going to add the antique wax also all over the charger, including the top section of that calendar piece. And this is how it's turning out so far. Now I'm going to take some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I'm going to create a double layer bow. I'm going to take the blue one and create a big awareness bow and then cinch it up in the middle and hold it in place. And I'm going to do the same thing with a polka dotted ribbon and put it over it. We are going to cinch that bow into place and tie it with a jute cord up till the ends and stick it to our charger. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to add this button to the center of the bow. I'm going to add some of these yellow flowers that I got from Walmart, I believe, and some of that fern that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to do 2 pieces of the yellow on each side and 2 pieces of the fern as well on each side. I fluffed up my bow, and that was it. Then I'm going to take some of these beads that I got from Dollar Tree. I took off a section, stained it with some antique wax, and tied it to the charger after I blew some holes. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. And here we go with the final reveal. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. And don't forget to visit my friends in the playlist. If you would like to watch some more of my videos, here's a suggestion, and you are more than welcome to binge away with this playlist as well. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. You're amazing. Bye.